Have we found life in space? Well, no, actually, technically we haven't, but we're getting closer every day. Hello everybody, welcome to Talk Nerdy to Me, the daily news show from the people who brought you the Hot and Nerdy podcast and Nacho and Dog Gaming. My name is Andrew, aka Nacho, and today we're going to be talking about a whole pile of stuff that I just love. I love it. First off, number one, Ceres, the dwarf planet in the Kepler belt. Yes, that's right, there's another dwarf planet in our solar system people don't know about. Everybody makes a big deal about Pluto. Oh, Pluto's a planet, Pluto's a dwarf planet, Pluto's a thing, Pluto's a that. But Ceres is actually inside of an asteroid belt. It is the source of a lot of weird stuff. Scientific papers this week show that they've actually found not life, but organic compounds using a spectrometer on Ceres. So basically that means that while there is no life, there are organic compounds, which means it includes carbon, and those are the building blocks of life. Again, I'm like a 2-day-a-week scientist, so I don't really understand the biggest details on this, but basically the interesting thing is that from the evidence that they've had, it doesn't look like it has landed in some sort of asteroid or anything like that on Ceres. It looks like it's actually originated from the inside of the planet, where they believe there's also liquid water and I believe an ammonia or a hydrogen ammonia atmosphere. So Ceres is actually really old. It's almost as old as our solar system. Yeah, it looks like it might be one more stepping stone to finding life It looks like it might be a stepping stone to finding life in outer space. Guys, how cool is that? So we've also got some Jar Binks news today. Now, a lot of people don't miss Jar Jar, but he was a pivotal character in the original trilogy, and he kind of disappeared after episode 3, and nobody knows what really happened to him. We were hoping we'd get a little follow-up in Rogue One, or at least I was. That way you could at least close the book on him, even if it just said he was dead. Anyway, there was a new Star Wars novel release, Star Wars Aftermath, Empire's End, and it kind of shows what happened to Jar Jar. I'm going to read it real quick for you. Here is I'll put it up on the screen as well. A refugee boy named Mappo encounters a Gungan performing for kids on the streets, clowning around in a fountain twice a day while being studiously avoided by the grown-ups. "Missa Jar Jar," says the clown when Mappo introduces himself. The clown distracts the orphan from his own sadness by popping his eyes and bulging his cheeks, but is hiding a sadness of his own. Jar Jar makes some mistakes, the Gungan says, explaining why he isn't wanted anywhere else. Dessa Heisen Nabu think I help the Empire. He stares into the distance, suggesting he knows more than he's saying. As we know, Jar Jar Binks is kind of responsible, not really, but kind of responsible for the fall of galactic civilization as we know it. So yeah, he kind of did think I helped the Empire. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Moving on over to Marvel, it looks like we're getting a Namor movie? Why not? If you're going to get Aquaman, you might as well get the Submariner. So for those of you who don't know, the Submariner is basically half human, half Atlantean, but he's in the Marvel MCU, or the Marvel Universe. So it's not the Atlanteans from Atlantis in the DC comic books, which is where Aquaman is. So Namor is basically Aquaman. He's the Prince of Atlantis, or the King of Atlantis, except he is half human. Well, just like Aquaman, he has little wings on his feet so he can fly once he gets above water, and I guess that's what he uses to swim quickly. And it's all rumor at this point, so it's all speculation at this point, but it is rumored that along with the Inhumans, which is going to be filming in Oahu in Hawaii on an old naval base which Marvel has purchased, there will also be filming some form of Submariner, Namor the Submariner comic book, movie, or TV show. Guys, I had to do this one real early. I apologize. That is good for long-term Marvel fans because Submariner is a bit of a badass. You wouldn't expect it. He's kind of an anti-hero, and he is extremely old as far as Marvel lore goes. He first was introduced in 1939, which means it is more likely that your grandparents are a fan of Namor than you. Speaking of the MCU, we get a first behind-the-scenes look at Olivia Holt and Aubrey Joseph as shooting has started to commence on the Cloak and Dagger series. And we're going to throw it up right there. We can actually see. Don't know a whole lot about it yet. Cloak and Dagger. Meh. Back to the Nintendo Switch again today. We're going to get a little bit of news, I would say, about this every day until it releases in March. Because of an unboxing video that was done. It was not the one that I was talking about yesterday. This one belonged to Flow KO on YouTube. And basically, I'll throw this picture up as well. Bjorn the Switchy posted a picture on Twitter, and he says, would you take a look at this? Purchases from the eShop are tied to your Nintendo account. So your Nintendo account contains your Nintendo eShop purchase history and current balances. By relinking your Nintendo account after initializing the console, it will be possible to re-download any software or DLC purchased using the account. Software that has been discontinued may not be available to re-download in this case, or in some cases, sorry. So basically, Nintendo eShop purchases finally going to be linked to Nintendo accounts, which was not the case previously. And let's go on to some honorable mentions. Amazon has Final Fantasy 15 for $40 right now. Just like in the first generation Pokemon Go games, you can hack your Eevee by naming it after the characters which owned the Eevees in the anime series. So basically, if you want your Eevee to evolve into an Umbreon, you name it Sakura. So basically, if you want your Eevee to evolve into an Umbreon, you name it Sakura, and if you want it to if you want it to grow into an Espeon, you name it Tamao, or exactly the other way around. The movie is not even out yet, and Logan director already wants to make a sequel based on X-23. So as we know in the comic books right now, X-23, the little girl from the Logan trailers, is Wolverine. So she's actually Wolverine's clone, and her name's Laura Kinney, by the way. She's Wolverine's clone. She only has 2 claws. She's a girl, obviously. She's younger. In the movie, we're in this weird not post-apocalyptic, but anyway, this weird world, which they've come out and said is not tied to the other X-Men movies at all. It's kind of just its own movie sort of thing. So we might be getting a secondary spin-off of a spin-off in a different universe with this X-23 girl. I'm up for it. Guys, what do you think about all that? There's sure to be more news tomorrow. I have to leave for the night at about 5 o'clock, so I was trying to get this out. It was either that or not even do one at all. But thank you so much for popping by. Again, my name is Nacho for Talk Nerdy to Me. This is February the 17th. And check us out on twitch.tv/Nacho_and_dog. Tomorrow night we will be recording the podcast, the Hot and Dirty podcast, for the weekend. And thanks.